Note to future self, if you're watching this, it means that your hardcore, self-found World of Warcraft vanilla classic character probably died, and you're probably trying to get all of the flight paths back. Well, here you go. This is how to get to every under level 40 Alliance flight path in vanilla classic World of Warcraft hardcore self-found. Alright, we are in Thelsamar, and we are in Coldridge Valley. We are heading towards Ironforge here. As you can see, I'm only level 8. I've chosen to take the more direct path here, as opposed to following the road. But you can follow the road if you wanted to, if you felt more safe doing so, at maybe even a lower level. It would probably make most sense. Now, of course, if you are a dwarf, you will already have this flight path, but this is for anyone else too. At the end of the road here, under south of Karanos, you'll want to go all the way up to the mountain and you'll be inside Ironforge. Right through here, you'll go all the way to the flight path. Humans have a starting area that's walking distance to Stormwind, and Night Elves have further complications, but that'll all be ironed out in the video. So now we have flight path in Ironforge. Now we're going to Stormwind. We're heading out from the front of Ironforge through the Deep Run tram. I got lucky that the tram arrived just as I showed up, and here we go. And we're going back out through Stormwind City. Of course, you're just going to want to follow this left wall, and then you see this bridge here. Keep on going down and follow this other bridge, and you'll be right here at the flight paths in Stormwind. Now we have flight path in Ironforge and Stormwind without really much fuss. Heading out the front of Ironforge here, we turn left and take the little snowy kind of stairs area down. Now we're going towards the Loch Modan flight path. Right here I'm cutting through up to where Vagash is. You don't need to do that, you can follow the road and go around it, but this is a good opportunity to pick up this axe that you will get from the Vagash quest here to go slay Vagash. There's also the Golbalar quarry right there, which there's a lot of good quests for EXP there as well. Just go all the way through here. There's really not that many enemies that can really aggro you here. You'll just turn left here. There's a bunch of good quests at the bottom of that hill there, but for here we're just going to get that flight path right here at Thelsamar. So now we're heading out the front of Stormwind towards Sentinel Hill, Westfall. We'll just turn right at Goldshire, or you can cut through the side of Goldshire. Here I'm picking up the Hogger quest and going to quickly kill Hogger on my way. Because I'm level 16 here, it's not too much of a problem. You just cut across here and go south-ish towards Sentinel Hill. There was a quest I had to turn in, and there it is, it's right here. And there's the flight path for Sentinel Hill. So now we have Stormwind, Ironforge, and Sentinel Hill. Now I'm going out the front of Stormwind again. This time we're going to go get the Redridge flight path. Instead of turning right at Goldshire, we're going to turn left at Goldshire. And I always make sure to skin the sheep if I have skinning, because you get wool really early. As you can see, we turned left towards Redridge. We'll be walking by the area that you can pick up a 8-slot bag from Fedfenel. But we're going past that. We're going to go to Redridge, right through 3 corners here. You just want to be careful about the little dragons here, the black dragon whelps. They can end your run really quick, so just give them a wide berth. Now we're back in Thelsamar, and then you just follow this road all the way to the end, and you'll be at Menethil Harbor. So now we're down here in Wetlands. We've turned left. Follow the road. Just don't get too close to anything of these young Wetlands crocolisks. You don't want to get close to those. But since I'm level 20, it's not that hard. They're not that over leveled. Follow the side all the way around and you'll see the flight path. In case this priest who didn't have the Booty Bay flight path yet. Alright, I got this flight path, so we can go ahead and... Now we're going to take the boat to Theramore. And it's a really quick flight path grab. You just take the boat right here, and you're in Theramore Isle. There's also an herbalist here in Theramore, and you can get some health potions and mana potions. Are we good to go? So we're back here in Menethil Harbor. This time we're taking the other boat. We just made it on the boat here. Now we are going to head and jump off the boat here in Auberdine, and we're going to come up the ramp here and get this flight path. There we go, perfect. I do not have the flight path anywhere that I need to go yet. Oh, I do. So I go from here to... So now we're taking the pier from Auberdine. Instead of turning left to go to Wetlands, we're turning right to go to Teldrassil. Instead of going left to go warp in, you turn right to go grab the flight path. Just started to be able to use that one. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab this flight path just in case I decide to hearth instead. Now we're back here in Menethil Harbor. One final time here. Menethil Harbor is a good cluster for a lot of different areas. I've got a full group here. We are heading actually north from Wetlands towards Arathi Highlands, and also past that to Hillsbrad Foothills. This is a, if I remember correctly, a Shadowfang Keep group. There's a good potion vendor right there, but you also want to make sure you stay away from the Crocolisk, and as well as especially the Raptors and the Dark Iron Dwarves here. Now, as you cross this bridge here, it is going to be very scary, especially if you're still only level 28. These guys are just barely red level now, so you want to make sure you give them a wide berth. You want to just stay as far away from us as possible. Go down this footpath here, and you'll find the flight master in Refuge Point, Arathi Highlands. So now we're heading out of Arathi Highlands here. We are going now towards Hillsbrad Foothills. Again, there's a lot of raptors, and there could be a horde patrol along this road here, so be careful. I grabbed that raptor there on accident. You do not want to accidentally aggro a raptor. Here it's a little easier because the mobs are level 25 versus level 30. Up ahead we just turn left and we have another flight path. This time this is the Southshore flight path. I went ahead to both the blacksmith and also the herbalist. Now we're back in Auberdine and we're going to be going south towards Astranaar. We're taking this path all the way down. This is also the way to go to Black Fathom Deeps as well. BFD. We'll continue down the path. It's a very long path here. Alright, we are officially in Ashenvale now. We'll keep on going on this path. This is mostly safe, especially if you're over level 20. Just be careful not to stray from the path because there are some dense mobs in this area. Mobs can get up to level 25 really quick near Astranaar. Now we're starting at Astranaar, and we're going to be going out towards Azshara. We're going to be following this path all the way east, and we're going to have to be very careful during a specific part here. Now there is a horde patrol in this path, and also a couple of horde patrols that we have to stay very far away from. Give them a wide berth. Now coming up on the right will be that first horde encampment. On the left here as well. Oh, on the left here. Here we go, there was that horde patrol. Just make sure to let them walk past and then you can go on. And here we are in Azshara. Just go ahead and grab that flight path right there, and that will fix a lot of the flight pathing issues too. Yay, so now we can fly anywhere without. This time we are starting in Redridge, which is a flight path we've already obtained, so you should be able to get here really quickly. We're going southwest towards Duskwood, specifically Darkshire. There's a couple of spiders here, just be careful. They can be up to level 30, some of these mobs, so this is definitely a wait until you're ready situation. And we get the flight path up here at the top. Come back here and fly. To Stormwind, and then here is how I was able to get to Booty Bay at level 6. Now of course you're able to swim. It takes about 20 minutes to swim south from Westfall. You do not want to swim too far out to sea, or else you'll start getting the fatigue debuff that will automatically kill you when that goes to 0. Kind of like a breath meter, but you can be on top of the water and still be fatigued. To get to Stormwind for night elves, you can either get ported or level 20. Take the boat from Auberdine to Menethil Harbor in Wetlands, and you'll be able to walk to Ironforge and then take the tram to Stormwind. Now if you're under level 20 as a night elf, you can still take that boat to Wetlands and swim south to Westfall. Now this takes a while, it can be about like 45 minutes, but if you're determined enough to get to Stormwind before level 20 as a night elf and you don't have someone to port you, then maybe this is the way to go. Now if you're a human, you won't have the Ironforge flight path yet, but you can just take that underground path back to Ironforge and get the flight path that way. Now since we're in Booty Bay, this is the Ratchet flight path. You just go ahead and run all the way here and run back to the boat, and you'll be able to go right back to Booty Bay and get the world buff and go on with your adventures. This is how to get the flight path in Gadgetzan, starting in Ratchet. You want to go up the hill here, out of Ratchet. You want to split the distance here between the Oasis and these Marauders here. There's sometimes a chest here you can pick up, and of course if you're mining, this is also a good place to go and see every mining option all the way from copper up to gold and beyond. These mobs start at really low, around like 15, maybe even lower. But they get higher and higher really quick. Now they're level 21, 23. So I'm level 28. This is probably the earliest you should ever be going to Thousand Needles and Shivering Flats, and especially Gadgetzan, Tanaris. Now, as you're going past the Razor Fen areas, the Razor Fen dungeons, you want to make sure you stay left here away from Grish Longrunner. Grish will attack you and mark you with, so even if you do get away from that horde NPC, then some other horde player could gank you there. Now we turn left immediately once we go down here, It's going towards Thousand Needles so that we can go down through to Gadgetzan. There's a lot of mobs here that range from 26 and up, so be very careful as you're heading through. Now these Galak Scouts over here, they drop a lot of silk and wool. So when you're ready, you can go ahead and get more silk and wool. There's a little lip on the left-hand side as you're walking that way down, and you can avoid a lot of the monsters this way. Now here's this lip that I was talking about. Sometimes the mobs will still aggro you while you're on them, but you can miss a lot of the mobs here, which is a good thing if you have to go ahead and go back to Vendor really quickly. Now we are in Shimmering Flats on the way to Tanaris. It is very flat here, as the name says, so be careful, give everybody a wide berth, stay away from everybody as much as possible. There is an actual path on the ground for you to follow through Shimmering Flats. And here we are in Gadgetzan, Tanaris, and we got the flight path. That would be the fastest way, because otherwise it would take 16 minutes for a hearth. Now we are back at the Great Lift just south of the Razorfen dungeons again. We are going back down again, but this time we're turning right. We're going for the flight path all the way out of Thousand Needles. It's the Thelsamar flight path in Feralis. There are some horde encampments. You want to stay as north as possible when you're heading through Thousand Needles. And there's the flight path right here. So now we're in Booty Bay one more time. So we already have the Booty Bay flight path, and we already have the Astranaar flight path, but just in case you need to go from one to the other one, and you don't have the other one for whatever reason, and maybe this is the best way to get to Booty Bay for you, especially if you're Night Elf. Now I go over to the left here, which is actually not the right way to go, unless you're Horde, right? If you're Horde, this is the right way to go, but if you're Alliance, cutting through here doesn't make too much sense, because even though there is a path here through Stone Talon Mountains, it's a horde path, right? So you're going to see a lot of horde guys, and you're not going to be able to make it past their level 40, and there's probably horde players just waiting for somebody. So you want to do is head over this way. It is a little bit more east as opposed to west. There are some mobs and there are some horde encounters, but you just want to stay far to the right. And right over here there'll be a broken part of this fence that you just walk right through. And now you're in Night Song Woods again. So you're heading back north and back towards Astranaar, Ashenvale. Already very familiar with this road because we walked it to get the Azshara flight path. And you just keep following this path until you hit Astranaar. Now we're back in Astranaar. So we're going to go ahead and go from Astranaar south towards Stone Talon Mountains. We're heading through there to get the Desolace flight path. I'm level 38 here, which is what I would probably recommend because we are actually dipping into Desolace, even though Stone Talon Mountains is pretty easy. Speaking of Stone Talon Mountains being pretty easy, there is a flight path in the very northern area of Stone Talon Mountains. I haven't ever gotten it because it hasn't been useful. By the time I need it, I haven't really needed the flight path in Stone Talon Mountains because by the time I need it, I can just walk through to go to Desolace and just take the flight path to there instead. It's not really necessary for me. If you're a Night Elf, it makes a ton of sense to go get that Stone Talon Peak flight path. So here we go. You basically do a little bit of a zigzag through Stone Talon Mountains. Stone Talon Mountains is a huge place, but it's all like a very small level range, at least from what I can tell. It's not that far to the flight path, but you want to make sure that you're high enough level to be here. Stone Mountains turning into Desolace. Yay, Desolace! And now we are definitely in Desolace. Mobs are like level 33 and up here, which is why I'm level 38, so I don't have to worry about certain mobs. There are horde patrols here as well. No complacency, no carelessness, no cockiness here. We are being very, very, very careful. I thought that was a way up. That's not a way up. You just go over here towards you see the guards. Then you can take the flight path up. I don't think you have to go all the way around the house here. I think you can turn left there. But here we go. We have our flight path in Nigel's Point Desolace. Yes, we have the flight path to Desolace, folks. Oh my gosh.